Hey guys, Dronish here. This week I was lucky enough to get into the Infinite Flights. I cannot begin to explain how excited I have been. It started off a little rough with around a 12-hour period where there were issues with the servers and download distributions. To be fair, this is a preview and bugs are expected. Hopefully these help 343 release a much more polished version of the game. Halo has been part of my life since childhood. I rate the Halo trilogy up there with some of the best games ever made. Big statement, I know. But there is so much atmosphere, the sound design was amazing, and the whole series really put you in the boots of this 7'2" super soldier known as Master Chief. When I first loaded up the menu screen, I felt at home. The renewed music really was as they promised. It had taken the prompts from the original work, but made it deeper and much more melodic. Honestly gives me vibes of Halo 3 ODST soundtrack. Somber, alone, desperate. Anyways, enough gushing, let's get into the beta, shall we? Straight away from the menu, you have everything laid out, from Battle Pass to customization. Let's just take a few minutes to look through the customization in Halo Infinite. Please remember we are about 5-ish months from release, so the selection is more scarce than people would have liked. But this is bound to be addressed by the actual release. That said, the sheer amount of options that are available, from weapon colour, schemes to prosthetics and AI, colour and appearance customization, it's all here. We also have vehicle liveries, and we also get to the introduction of the AV-49 Wasp, the M15 Razorback, and the Gun Goose. Each of these vehicles look really cool and I'm really excited to try them out. If you look close enough at old Bungie and 343 concept art of Halo, you may be able to spot some heavy influence for these. So, Spartans, get hunting. Up first, we have the M40 AR, another fan favourite from all the way back in Halo 1. It may look different, but this thing still shreds with an extremely fast fire rate. This thing flings lead down range like nothing else. Although it doesn't feel much different from earlier iterations, that isn't a bad thing. Moving on, we have the first new weapon, named the Pulse Carbine. Whilst I'm sad about the apparent loss of the plasma rifle, I must say this thing is a lot of fun to wield, if a little unruly over long distances. The shots seem to have a weak tracking function towards the enemy, but it's no need though. Overall, I'm not upset with the weapon, but I still hold out hope for the return of the plasma rifle, in campaign, or DLC later along the road. Next we come to the VR75, which sounds meaty. Along with the rest of the weapons, they all sound less like toys and more like actual weapons. Every shot feels like you have the stopping power to drop the Spartan, Elite or Brute in front of you. Otherwise, it handles a lot like any other VR I have picked up in a Halo game. Safe to say I'm looking forward to the SWAT playlist if it comes back upon release.
5, 4, Consistency is key.
And here we have our second new weapon, the VK78 Commando. I have mixed feelings about this weapon.
Eliminate the targets.
On one hand, it has some power, if you're accurate. This thing will outdo a VR for popping heads, however the recoil is hard to manage making this thing a handful, especially with prolonged fire. It feels almost like an SMG from Halo 2 fired as a single weapon. Hell, I don't think we'll ever see the recoil from the dual-wield SMG again, thankfully. This gun is to me like Marmite. You'll love it or you'll hate it, and I'm on the fence about which one I fall under, so moving on. Ah, now that's more like it. Now we get to the Halo pistol of this generation, the Mark 50 Sidekick. What can I say, I'm a fan. It's like the original Halo 1 pistol had an impromptu affair with the Halo 3 SD pistol, and got the best use from both. Whilst it doesn't have the stopping power of the Halo 1 iteration, it does have a lot more accuracy, and fires like the Halo 3 ODST M6C SOCOM. It's just a great mix of power, fire rate, and dead point accuracy. It's a huge yes from me.
4, 3, 2, 1. Exceptional.
The Plasma Pistol. Another, if slightly underwhelming and situational, but iconic weapon from the franchise.
Take down your targets quickly.
Honestly, there's not much to say here other than you can voluntarily cool down any plasma weapon quickly by hitting the reload button in Halo Infinite. My summation? If it walks like a plasma pistol and talks like a plasma pistol, it probably is one. Pre-warning, my own hot take here. CQS48 Bulldog. It serves its purpose, but I really miss the old shotgun from Halo 2 and 3. This feels like a wet noodle in comparison. I mean, it serves its purpose and isn't bad at all in usage. There is just something missing. I can't quite explain it. The handling and sound takes away from an otherwise okay shotgun. I will also state that whilst the old shotgun's kick was almost directly back, you feel this one slowly rising up. Not heavily, definitely enough where you have to adjust for it.
Well done.
Now we get into one of the most ingenuitive weapons releasing with Halo Infinite, the Heatwave. This thing is slightly underwhelming in power, but it's no slouch. Whether you want to spread fire horizontally to get damage across multiple enemies or combatants, or have a vertical shot into one opponent for what seems to be a 2 to 3 hit kill, it's also a ton of fun to use. Big win here for a new weapon design. Did we need it? Probably not. Am I happy it's here? Hell yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it up. Consistency is key.
Oh lord, what do we have here? Making its controversial self known. Either loved or hated, normally judged by whether you're the one wielding the thing or not. The one, the only, Needler. This thing is buffed in power it seems from recent iterations, however, its tracking does seem to be a little weaker. If you want to hit a fast moving target you can't rely on the tracking, you do kinda have to lead your shots. But oh boy, if they land, you're in a heap of trouble and quickly on your way to the respawn screen.
3, 2, 1. You'll be a force on the battlefield yet.
Next up is a classic. It's the sniper rifle. This time it's the S7 variant.
Eliminate the
This thing is just as efficient and deadly as ever. It's honestly not that much different. If you've handled a Halo sniper rifle, you know they are devastating. Enough said, right? Well, whilst the weapon is great, the control layout's change had me a little shook. Now, it's a lot like other games like Call of Duty, where left trigger is ADS and the right thumbstick is melee. This caught me out more than I care to admit.
3, 2, 1. You'll be a force on the battlefield yet.
The last 3 weapons are heavyweights. We have the first, the Skewer. It's hard to judge exactly how much power this thing has, as it's definitely total overkill on these poor training range bots. Simple, brutish design suits the Banished down to the ground. It's a monster, and I cannot wait to put it up against some heavy metal and see what its effective damage is, against the likes of Warthogs and Scorpions of this game. All in all, another great addition that even manages to be as brutal as the faction that uses it.
4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it up. Consistency is key.
Next up is a Ravager, another new weapon brought into this game by the Banished. Again, it suits perfectly. The fierce red glow, the area of effect burning plasma. Even if you miss your target, they are still going to be maimed by this fearsome weapon. It is almost a fuel rod gun shrank down and made multiple bursts. It's the closest thing I can describe it, at least. Unlikely to be a one-shot knockdown, but a couple, and you'll have yourself a well-cooked Spartan for your British appetite.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it up. Consistency is key.
And last, but certainly not least, the M41 Spanker. This thing is even more powerful than I remember, in any incarnation from Halo 1 days onwards, and it may even rival that. If you want a whole platoon of grunts, brutes, police, down in, well, a lot of mess but very little fuss, it's still the way to go. As with the Skewer, we are yet to see what it does to vehicles, and I cannot wait until we can test it.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So that wraps up testing area. As you can see, I've only shown off the level 2 training area. So now let's see what these 343 bots can really do. At the moment the bots are not even on a hard difficulty, but 343 said they will be increasing them day by day and also adding extra maps. I'll cover them as they come out. Overall, the gameplay experience is everything you expect from a Halo game. Fast-paced action, and the new weapons fall neatly into the sandbox, not feeling too overpowered or underpowered, each performing a role. There does feel like there is something missing though. Plasma rifle? But between the pulse carbine and the plasma pistol, their role is at least covered. I'll leave you with the rest of this match. If you guys made it this far, it would mean a lot to me if you guys could hit the subscribe button and leave a like. Let me know how hyped you are for Infinite in the comments. Thank you for coming to check out this video, and I'll leave the rest of this match to run out for you to watch. And I'll see you next time. Bye!
Spartan down!
Shield inbound. Plasma grenades obtained.
Another one down!
kill.
S7 sniper inbound. S7 sniper available.
Over yonder. Shields are down. Enemies on me. Spartan down.
Overshield inbound. Overshield available.
Oh, so satisfying. Target spot.
Nearing victory.
Taking damage. Tango's closing in. Enemies on me. Did some damage. Oh, so satisfying. Watch my back. Lost a teammate. Stay mobile. Drop wall is up. Reloading.
Double kill. Spectacular.